Hi everyone, I'm Scott Hoke. Welcome to Mecum Full Throttle today as we bring you highlights of our coverage from the Mecum Harrisburg auction at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. Every July, thousands of car crazies flock to the Pennsylvania Capitol to see a terrific lineup of muscle and collector cars. And once again, they were treated to not only some fantastic vehicles, but plenty of memorable moments as well. 1954, second year of production from the legendary American sports car, the Corvette. Here's one.
It's a good one, Scott. This is a good one. Bloomington Gold certified NCRS top flight. And when you hear those things, you know these cars have been restored to near perfection, sometimes better than perfection. One of only 300 that were built in this pennant blue. Of course, the color palette increased in 54 over 1953. But that blue flame 6-cylinder engine was the only one you could get in 54. The following year, the V8 came in. Power Glide automatic. And Al Nock, one of the better known interior shops in the Corvette world, took care of that tan interior. If we can sneak a little bit closer. Oh. I got ambushed.
You did. The reserve came off just as it was coming out of your mouth.
Yep.
$82,000. Now to a Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG S Edition 1.
Make way, Scott. 603 horsepower. Twin turbo 4-liter V8. This car, 244 miles on the odometer. 9-speed automatic. We'll ask our expert wrap, paint. What do you think?
You know what? I couldn't tell on that one. It's funny. I started thinking about it. My friend Tim has one of these at home, and his, I think, is paint.
Yeah.
But his wife has the two-door, and hers is wrapped.
Okay.
This thing is just such a rocket ship. It's hard to really wrap your mind around it.
Wrap your mind. I get it. Yep.
Ah.
Oh.
Aha.
You're so subtle. This is matte black paint. So
There you go.
as I do a little bit more recon, I see where the consignor has identified the finish.
Yeah, if you should see one of these riding around Peachtree City, Georgia with the license plate Up Dog, which was my former license plate they bought off me with
Okay.
another car. Because, Bill, when you see it, you know what you think.
Yeah.
You think, what's Up Dog?
Is that one of your favorite rappers?
No, like
or?
when you yell, like, what's up, dog?
Oh, okay.
Classic. Yeah.
Okay, we move to a 1969 Mustang Mach 1. That air horn you heard in the background means we have a phone bidder in the mix. And look at this, it's 70 grand just like that.
Well, such an important car. This was the second year for the 428 Cobra Jet in the Mustang. And it started beating people up on the street and on the drag strip. Completely restored car. Odometer reads 33,000 plus miles. This one with the C6 automatic transmission. And everything has been brought back to showroom standards. That's why the bidding jumped into the 70s almost immediately.
That foldable rear seat, making it that 2+2 configuration. What a great resto, as you said, on this car, Bill. Just gorgeous. And going at no reserve.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, there we go. 91 grand.
428 Cobra Jet, not a surprise.
All right, let's move to 1971 Chevelle. And Bill, at first glance, I got to say, this is, knocking on that door of Pro Touring. It's close, maybe not all the way, but it's got some of the components for sure.
It does, yeah. It's close to that recipe. That's a 454 right there, and you see the dual snorkel there, open element intakes. 5-speed Tremec, lowered suspension, aftermarket suspension underneath everywhere with bare disc brakes and those SSBC components, including the master cylinder, Hugger Orange. Yeah, we've seen that color any number of times, not only on Camaros, but any Chevy build looks good with that color on it.
Yeah, that is a great looking ride. I stuck my head inside. Beautiful interior. You can smell the fresh cow hides in there. And that thing, the stance about it, everything's just so tough.
Yep.
Reserve is off, and it just hammers at $75,000.
One of those rare instances where the top is up, and I don't think that's a downside.
It didn't hamper it.
No.
All right, 1959 Corvette on the auction block.
You know, from time to time, we like to show you how fastidious and how comprehensive these restorations are. Easy enough to see it up top, but when you see the underside of cars like this, like that, you see just how much extra effort went into the restoration. That is spotless. See the bottom of that engine there, the transmission, the X-frame, the floor pans, everything. Show quality.
When you get a chance to go to the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, you see cars like this. A lot of the times what I love is the special detail to maybe a chalk line or an arrow that would have happened during assembly.
Inspection
These
marks.
are the kinds of cars that have that level of attention to detail.
What a color combination, too. Black with the black coves over this blue. I mean, the contrast there is just stunning. So cool. Very little difference between the 59 and the 60 Corvette. One of the telltale ways to see if the top is down, the stitching in the seats on the 59 are horizontal and vertical on the 60. That's one of the few ways to tell the difference. They were so similar between 59 and 60.
Well, let's not overlook the fact that's a fuelie car, too, the 290 horse 283 with a 4-speed.
67 Corvette.
Yes, sir. It's got the L71 435 horse 427. 3 Holley, 2-barrel carburetors, solid lifters, there's big port cylinder heads. And the 67 mid-year Corvette, in the minds of many, the most preferable of the mid-years. Last year for that run. Ermine white, saddle leather interior. The leather, very desirable. And it's a 2-top car. You see the soft top. It comes with the hardtop as well.
Couple of very easy ways to identify a 67 from the rear. The gas cap were always body color. And then 67 only had the reverse light above the license plate.
This one has the rally wheels, red line tires, side exhaust.
And this is as good as it gets in 67, unless you want to go for that L79 with the aluminum heads or the L88.
The small block L79, yeah. You're thinking of the L89.
Oh, L89. I'm sorry. You're right. L89 with the aluminum heads, right. But hey, $116,000 just bought that one. Well, let's see what a no reserve 70 Mach 1 Twister Special will bring here in Harrisburg.
Yeah, we love these Twisters. That was that regional trim level out in Kansas City that really at the time that these were released, they didn't really have that kind of gotta have it element that they do now. People have really cozied up to them. One of 96 Twister Specials produced and one of only 48 with the 351 Cleveland engine. You'd get a 428 Cobra Jet as well. This one with the automatic transmission and the original shaker hood, and of course that's that grabber orange paint. Yeah, these are kind of off the radar screen in the beginning, but no longer.
Okay, Bill, I'm going to leave the floor open for you on the next car, 65 Riviera Grand Sport.
Oh, a car to lust after. Man, oh man, this is the Grand Sport. As I mentioned, the top of the show, 425 cubic inch Wildcat engine with 2 4-barrel carburetors and 360 horsepower. But it's this color combination, the black on the outside. There you see that engine. Black on the inside, the Wildcat wheels. Hey, there are those clamshell headlights. Yay. Oh, so many other extras. Cruise control, the tilt steering column, factory AM, FM radio, positive traction rear end with 342 gears. The car just takes my breath away. Redline tires, too.
What do you think, Bill? 71K.
I think it's below the money. Somebody just scored big time.
And with that sale, we'll take a timeout. More coming up. Welcome back to Mecum Full Throttle from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 1970, big year for everybody. And the guys at Chevrolet included in that mix. Here's a Chevelle Super Sport from 1970.
Yep, first year for the 454, and you had a couple of different ways to go. The LS5, the LS6, of course. We don't know what the source for the 454 in this car is, so take your pick. Does have the turbo 400 automatic with a 12-bolt rear end. Tuxedo black. That is a clear coat tuxedo black. Look at the shimmer and shine on that car. 18 inches in the front, 20 inches in the rear. Those are Riddler wheels.
Good stopping power too. Willwood discs all at 4 corners there. Looks nice the way those Riddlers open up and show those brakes behind it.
Wow, lots of emotion with the people who just bought that Chevelle.
Wow, that is very cool.
Hugs and kisses, huh?
This is a 2008 CL65 AMG.
This particular car has 604 horsepower. This is what we call a Bahn Stormer, as an Autobahn Stormer. These are the cars that get over there in Germany on those big highways where the speed limits either don't exist or they're almost irrationally too high, and you can really get the most out of this car.
I thought you drifted into your Back Bay accent there for a while. A Bahnstormer.
Yeah, right. No, it's for of course, the Autobahn, probably the most famous highway in the world. 5-speed, speed shift automatic. Behind that bi-turbo 6-liter V12. Serious performance here.
Yeah, those 3 wonderful letters, AMG, and there's a reason that Mercedes-Benz brought them in-house eventually to be their high-performance division, because the proof is in the pudding with these AMG cars.
Yeah, in all categories: horsepower, handling, braking. I call them 5-tool players: styling, acceleration, top speed, handling, and braking.
That's Gus Kozar with the consigner this time. A little bit of a change up there. And our internet bid with Megan in the lower left is at $75,000. Okay.
When that car was new, 75 would have been the down payment.
True. Okay, Chris Jacobs, Hemi time, 70 Hemi Roadrunner in our presence.
Oh, so good. This car checks a lot of boxes for me, I can tell you, starting with that, which you're looking at right there, 426. True blue R-code Hemi car, air grabber hood, B5 blue, brand new vinyl top, black and silver interior, rally wheels, red line tires. I mean, the list goes on and on for how do you please a Mopar fan. This car's got a lot of it.
And it sold $115,000. Bill, you remember a little while ago we were talking about the L76 engine in the Corvette, and there were 2 engines you could go up from there with.
Right.
One of them was the L89. Well, guess what?
We mention it, we get one.
There we go.
That's how that works. Yes, sir, 427. This would be the L71 Tri-Power. Well, that's got the 4-barrel on it, so it's not an L71. Ooh, this is an interesting combination.
I thought it was an L89.
It's an aluminum head.
Okay.
But it's not a Tri-Power L71. It's a 4-barrel engine, and has the aluminum cylinder heads on it. Muncie 4-speed, positive traction rear end. Usually when we see the L89, we see that L71, the solid lifter tri-power engine.
Well, that's as it should be from the factory, so good catch on this.
Yeah, those cylinder heads, a little bit more horsepower, but the real advantage is the weight savings. Anywhere from 50, maybe to 60 pounds you're saving off the nose of the car.
Okay, $85,000. And we'll take care of it. Mopar time, and another one from 1970. It's a Cuda.
Yeah, it's the old 6-barrel 440, the V code here, and that is what this car was born with. 390 horse. Got the A833 4-speed manual and the factory track pack. Oh, we'll see some big numbers up on the board for this car.
High impact color of Tor Red. Let's see. Paint code EV2. Black interior. Bill, you mentioned the 4-speed manual transmission is a pistol grip 4-speed. Highly desirable in these cars.
Yeah, wow. Got some original documentation with it. copy of the California title. The original license plate frame is even included with this car, along with the owner's manual.
Beautiful resto, new vinyl top, bright work, all looks really good. Very stock appearing on the inside. Rally dash, I don't see any add-ons in there at all. Got the hood pins hanging down.
Yep. You know, you could argue that the Hemi is the car that would be most desirable, but I'll tell you, if you're going to be driving a car on the street and really trying to get the most performance out of it, a Hemi, you need to sort of be on top of it maintenance-wise. That 440, though, that is user-friendly.
Totally agreed, especially the V-code with the 6-barrel on there.
390 horse.
Hey!
What?
He said he'd give 120.
Well, he did raise his bid.
All right, well, a tweener bid.
Yep.
One, two, three. Sold! $120,000, Ryan Bruce.
Well, that was kind of fun. $120,000, and ladies and gentlemen, with that hammer, we have a new leader in the clubhouse. Our top seller thus far at 120. Here is a 58 Vet for us. Oh, and already at 70 before we could even finish describing it.
290 horse, 283, 4-speed. And a lot of the original parts on this restored Corvette are still in place. Inca silver with white coves. Classic.
Okay, going the telephone way. 86 grand. Really cool truck next, Bill. A 1955 F100 with a power plant that you might not expect in this.
No, 6.2 LSA supercharged V8 crate engine. You're right. Yeah, didn't spare the power. Let's look at it. Oh, and
what a beauty.
Sanitary installation. You see the ceramic-coated tubular exhaust headers there, and the aftermarket accessory drive there, and oh, just beautiful craftsmanship to be seen. And many modifications on the truck. It's a show truck.
I couldn't tell exactly what framework was done. It's got some sort of tubular A-arm front suspension on there, so I'm sure it handles really well.
Yep.
This one is just super clean, really well done. A lot of attention to detail was paid on this truck.
Yeah, a lot of these builds, Rutledge, they'll go to an Art Morrison chassis and kind of go right from square one, but I don't think they did that. However, a lot of the ingredients underneath there are definitely from the aftermarket. Suspension, brakes, things like that.
Now it's become a really competitive market for that that chassis. Not only from them, TCI, QA1's getting into it. There's a bunch of different groups.
Roadster Shop.
Oh yeah, Roadster Shop. I mean, kind of the high watermark, but a lot of people are really putting some great ones out there.
And that truck is going for $75,000. Now we've got Bel Airs. This one from 56.
Yep, and this one, I'm going to surmise pretty much bone stock. It's got the 265 V8 Power Glide automatic with power steering and power brakes, factory issued. That two-tone red and ivory paint with a matching interior never gets old. Got the fender skirts, and I'm looking for it, but I'm not seeing the traffic light viewer. That's that little sculptured glass piece we see on these older Chevys.
Yep.
That allows you to see the overhead traffic light when you're stopped.
Well, with a convertible, I mean, would that be a necessity on this car?
Not with the top down, no.
I don't think so.
Yeah, usually it's mounted on the windshield frame or on the dashboard, actually. Push-button AM radio, that's OEM. Tissue dispenser, yep. Yeah, it even has that Continental Tire carrier in the back. Nothing's been overlooked.
71,000 will take care of it. So we move to the 57 Bel Air convertible now.
Bone stock again, this 57. Antique Automobile Club of America Senior Award winner. This has the 283 in it, which debuted in 1957. It's the Power Pack, 4-barrel dual exhaust, 3-speed manual transmission, onyx black, red and silver interior, dual exhaust, fender skirts, and the convertible top is power operated, not something that all the cars back during that time period boasted.
How ironic is that? back-to-back Bel Airs. Both of them sell for 71 grand. This is, first thing, it's a no question first ballot Paint Hall of Fame. But check it out, Bill. It's a 49 Lincoln Cosmopolitan, and I'm going to call it a lead sled because it's in that Mercury family.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this has got all the ingredients and so well done.
Oh, yeah. You can't take anything away from this. This is a show-winning lead sled. So funny we call them lead sleds because that goes back to the early days of body modifications when they would use lead in order to change the contours of the sculpturing of the exterior body. And there's not an ounce of lead in this Lincoln, trust me. But it does have a modern powertrain, 32-valve Lincoln V8, the 4.6-liter edition. Lots of extras done to the engine in terms of both cosmetics and power. And you're right, the paint. How do you describe this paint job?
It's gorgeous up close, really shines under the lights, and that exhaust you see, those lake pipes, really just set off the length of this car and kind of how grand it is. But this is a beautifully done custom right here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And $78,000 buys it. By the way, if you're interested at home, that is Irish Candy Green from DuPont.
Yes.
That's your color there. We'll be back with more from Mecum Harrisburg coming up after the break. Welcome back to Mecum Full Throttle from Harrisburg. Right now, let's get back to the auction block. 2022 Shelby GT500 Heritage Edition.
Well, when these cars came along, I can tell you that they were worth $1 billion skillion dollars because you just start off with a base sticker on these, and by the time you add all of the options, none the least of which that carbon fiber track pack, which was an over $18,000 option, you're talking about some serious bread. This has that carbon fiber package, the technology package. That was worth another $3,000. And of course, let's not forget the 760 horsepower 5.2 supercharged Predator V8. And this car, less than 3,000 miles on it.
And Bill, I think this was the first car with those carbon fiber wheels that we're seeing right there that was a mass-produced production car that had those as an option.
Well, that whole carbon fiber wheel idea certainly spread around Rutledge as we saw them on the Corvette, the C8 Corvettes. They were very desirable. I mean, your unsprung weight gets a lot less, and you can mount just about any racing rubber you want, and you are ready to go.
102,500. Add another one to the six-figure club here in Harrisburg today. 2022 SRT Challenger Demon 170.
2023
Oh, I'm sorry.
last call edition, one of
Sorry.
the 3,000 built. I say the same thing about these cars every time. We run through all the numbers, so let me say this. This one is definitely going to sell because it's being offered at no reserve. This one does not have the sunroof, does not have the carbon fiber wheels, but it's got everything that the Demon 170 has. There's that 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi under the hood. The Demon 170 name, of course, comes from that 85 ethanol rating. You know, you double that, you get your 170. You got the little gold eye in the Demon on the fender, which is a sign to the corn, which the ethanol is based on.
Oh, nice.
And of course, on the hood here, you have another little Easter egg etched into the intake here. It says alcohol injected. So little Easter eggs all over the D170.
$120,000. They just sold it. On the block, Bill Stevens, a Hemi Roadrunner from 1968 that just gavelled for $115,000.
A black Hemi Roadrunner. Oh, the American dream. This one with a torque flight, only 61 Hemi Roadrunner hardtops had the torque flight. And you know, at the drag strip, probably a more prevalent setup than the 4-speed for so many racers. Also has a 323 rear axle, which is correct for the car. And yeah, the color says it all.
115 grand buys it. Meantime, another Demon 170 from 2023. One of the cars that we had at the Dodge booth here in Harrisburg. Chris?
Yep, octane red on this one. No sunroof, but it does have the carbon fiber wheel option on this one, which is going to pump up that value. And as you mentioned, Scott, these were good enough to be displayed in the Dodge booth. And what's the special thing about this slot and the next slot coming is they are matching VINs. They are both number 1194 in the run of 3,000, so they're bookend cars. Yeah, Dodge did something really cool in 2023. If you had purchased a 2018 Demon from the factory, you could get a 2023 D170 with the matching VIN.
All right, $125 for the first of two.
Well, here is the older brother of the D170 that we just saw, the 2018 Demon, the car that really set the horsepower world alight back in 2018. 840 horsepower if you set it up to its maximum performance potential. This one also very low mileage, only 980 miles on the clock, also done in octane red, also rear seat delete, and also with that VIN ending in 1194, so the matching one to the car that just went across the block.
You saw it, and there you see at the top of the screen, 95 grand.
Whoa, man.
$115,000 on this Chevelle Super Sport, big block equipped for 1970.
It's an LS6 convertible. Holy guacamole. It's got the automatic in it, but you know what? This is the pinnacle of LS6 royalty right here. And in this color, the Astro blue interior, Turbo 400.
And there you go, a copy of the documentation.
Yeah, it looks like the build sheet right there on the rear quarter window.
$115 bought that one. Behind it, a Boss 302 from 1970. This selling at no reserve, and it is a whopper. Terrific car.
Well, here we go. This is one worth paying attention to. Let's start off with the sun visor that's been signed by Parnelli Jones, the 1970 SCCA Trans Am champion. Yeah, it's the 302. That's the 290 horse. Little high winding small block with a top loader, 4-speed, close ratio, 391 traction lock. You know, once again, a very familiar powertrain in these classic performance Mustangs. This is a shaker hood car. Not available in 69. It was in 70. This one has it. And it's got the deck spoiler, and it's got the rear window slats.
$77,000, and Russell Conklin drops the gavel at that number. 77, no reserve, by the way. From 1968. This one is a Hemi Roadrunner, guys.
Yeah, you know what? When we see a rotisserie restoration on a car like this one has had, well, when you look at the bottom of the car, you'll understand why. As they disassemble the car completely down to its bones, and then they refurbish or refinish everything. Look at the bottom side of this Roadrunner. Not a speck of dirt, dust, grime, or any, what is it, the yellow buildup on the kitchen floor that they used to advertise? The waxy yellow buildup?
Yeah.
No, that's so impressive. Wow.
As far as color combinations go, I mean, would you expect that black with the silver accent interior on a yellow car like this? It's so unusual and so perfect. The color match wheels. This is a real deal J-code matching numbers drivetrain, 4-speed transmission with the bench seat, Bill. So.
Yeah, that, you know what, Chris, you make a good point, because these cars were described as taxi cabs back in the day because of the plain Jane appearance, and that interior right there is a tip-off as to how these cars got that nickname, that bench seat.
Yeah, and that beautiful sound that the Hemi makes, that's why this car is radio delete from the factory, so no need for any other sounds besides that Hemi.
Yes. 112.5. There we go. $112,005 for that Hemi Roadrunner. We'll be back after a quick timeout. Stay with us on ESPN Plus. We're at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex and Expo Center in Harrisburg on ESPN Plus. Well, here we go now with the Challenger RT convertible.
Yeah, Hemi conversion came from the factory with the 383, now with a Hemi and a 5-speed manual transmission with a Hurst pistol grip shifter. Plum crazy purple. You see the white interior. That was just the Hemi, of course. And boy, that installation is almost factory correct. Wow. It could fool anybody.
Guys, what I dig about this one, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, some of these Mopars are so precise and so particular that it's kind of hard to use them because you're going to affect the value a lot. This car feels like with its mods, you could go out there and actually rip on and have some fun.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, the 70 Challenger 426 convertibles, the real ones, are super valuable, so you would be concerned about, you know, taking it on the road. But with the conversion from a 383, maybe not so much. And if they did the really good work of maybe changing out that front K-member so it can handle the upgrade in the engine compartment, you're going to get the performance out of it just as you would a factory 426.
Reserve off at 85,000.
Yeah, real numbers matching. Hemi, Challenger RT convertible. Yep, that would be in deep space price-wise.
Well, speaking of Hemi, here is a real deal. 69 Charger 500, as we said.
Yeah, they wanted to go super speedway racing in 1969, and this is what Dodge came up with. And Chris, this had a star-crossed history. It just didn't hit the bullseye.
Yeah,
but,
you know, they tried. They tried with the front, flushing the headlights for aerodynamics. They tried with the rear glass here. They flushed this as well. They got rid of those cuts that you would see on the stock Charger, but it still didn't work. They weren't getting the performance that they wanted until they sent it out and had those nose cones and wings put on, and that's really where they had something on the super speedway. This one has been restored by Julius out in California, restorations by Julius, obviously legendary Mopar restorer, so you know it's been done correct. And I bet you they didn't expect these cars to be so popular and iconic as they are today, back when they realized they had failed their experiment in the wind tunnel with these cars. But the fact that it's now bringing such high value and it's so coveted in the Mopar community, it's right there to see.
Only 67 of them were built. This, of course, has the Hemi head 426, 425 horse with the 2 4-barrels. This one with an automatic transmission, the Torque Flight.
And it ends up gaveling for $125,000. Okay, this beautiful Bonneville from Pontiac in 1958.
Oh, yes. A little story behind the story. Bunky Knudsen, he was a real high-performance fan, came in and ran Pontiac beginning in 55. And in 57, the Bonneville came out with fuel injection, and then they came out with the tri-power engine like this one in 1958. This car, a Carlisle GM Nationals Award winner, it's on the cover of Car and Parts magazine. And that 370 cubic inch tri-power V8 engine is the big difference maker here. Cashmere blue with white paint, power operated top, and all the extras. Radio, spotlight mirror, the correct T3 headlights, and the Continental spare tire. And look where we are, knocking on the door of $100,000.
97.5.
Oh, we love these cars. Debut year for the Judge, 1969. And the standard engine was the Ram Air 3, 366 horsepower. You get a Ram Air 4, and that was rated at 370. That's worth a belly laugh, I'll tell you that. 4-speed here. And the power front disc brakes, always available on the Judges. Power steering. Got the bill sheet, PHS documents as well. And there you see the interior, all original, all completely correct. Been no hanky-panky committed on this Judge. And the reserve is off at $125,000.
$125,000. We are awaiting the arrival of that car.
Yeah, this is a car, obviously, that would be a very difficult car to live with on the street every day. There's just too much done to it. Those Renegades at Skip White Performance did this engine. It's a stroker with 489 horsepower.
I'm sure you could find a way to live with this car on the street.
It would be a challenge, but one I'm willing to take up. Let's put it that way. There's your Holly Sniper fuel injection, forged pistons, and inside fortified connecting rods, crankshaft, comp cams, roller cam with a high-energy rocker arms. That's a race-prepared turbo 350 automatic transmission with an FTI torque converter. The stall speed is 3,800 RPMs. Ooh.
Big Hoosier tires on the back.
Yeah, you know there's a 4-link hiding underneath there with those big tires, and 4 9-inch rear end with 4 56 gears.
Sold 77.
And it does sell then for $77,000.
Oh, what a machine they just bought. I think before they take delivery, some psychological screening might be appropriate.
Okay, the 2002 Hummer H1 is all lined up and ready to go behind it.
Yeah, the market on these things seems to be pretty healthy. Even though this is a 2002 now, we're going back 23 years. We find a 396 horsepower V8 in there with the automatic transmission. And these are so big on the outside and rather cramped on the inside, except this body configuration gives you a little bit more room in there. But that's really not the story. These are, right now, they're a cultural symbol. When they were first produced and people started buying the non-military versions of these, started a whole new area of cultural worship. People love these trucks, and they've maintained their value over the years. Very expensive when they were new, but nice ones like this, yeah, look at us. We're at $80,000. Oh, this got so many extras on it. Roof rack, light bar. It's got that snorkel if you want to drive it underwater. That central tire inflation system. All the LED lights everywhere. Traction control.
So 79 pounds, another 79 pounds.
Okay, 79 buys the Hummer, and look at the bidding here, Bill, on a 69 Z28. We've shot north of 6 figures here.
You know, a couple months ago, there was a Camaro high performance data analysis report that was issued on this car. Again, all that and documentation to go along with it. The restoration, need no description there. We talked about this in our preview earlier. The overspray patterns and the inspection markings and all those labels have been replicated according to what would have happened at the factory. Original trim tag, 12-bolt posi rear end, and that Muncie 4-speed and engine all were in that car when it was born.
They're going to be happy with it for sure. Mitch Bartunik helping out with the new ownership at $125,000.
Boy, I'd take that to the Camaro Nationals, and I'd be competing for best of show, I guarantee you.
You said it, man.
Yeah.
1967 Mustang Custom resto mod here.
Well, you know, you want to talk about movie cars. This may be one of the most notorious ones that we've ever seen. Of course, this is not one of the ones from the movie, but, you know, the Eleanor, it became a cultural phenomenon. This one, 393 stroker in it. Of course, it has all of the exterior cues that we saw in the movie car. And a Tremec TKO 5-speed manual transmission. Alcantara suede headliner and other soft surfaces inside have been all restitched. A lot of work went into that car. It's going to sell.
It did sell, 95 grand. Didn't take long to get there either.
Well, right up the ladder.
Less than 60 seconds.
Whoa.
I see what you did there.
Yes, that was gone in 60 seconds. Oh, Scott Hoke.
1939 custom Chevy pickup truck. You're getting a look at the power hood moving into place here, slowly but surely.
Oh, but what a build. Oh, so much money and time went into this truck. It's got a C5 Corvette LS1 that would have 350 horsepower, Corvette 6-speed manual, custom fabrication everywhere from top to bottom and bumper to bumper. Body work, a lot of smoothing.
Reserves off, by the way, Bill.
Oh, my. Preparing it for that beautiful black cherry paint.
And it sells, Scott. How about that?
90 grand.
Oh, for a fraction of what that build cost.
For sure.
All right, so let's move to the next customer here, and it is also a Chevrolet. Hey, Bill.
Yep, this is a Yanko Stage 2 with 1,150 horsepower. out of the 6.8-liter supercharged V8. Yow. It's had all of the custom upgrades that they offer. The name Yanko still lives today. And Don Yanko, I think he would even shake his head at what some of these cars are capable of that bear his name. Wow. I'll go through it here. I'll just try to hit some of the high points. 6-speed manual, electronic limited slip differential. You see the jet black outside, matching black interior. The cooling system all upgraded, has an oil cooler, outboard radiators to keep that 6.8-liter engine from cooking itself, transmission cooler, differential cooler. Odometer shows 788 miles.
I got to think Yanko would be real proud to know that his legacy is continuing on, especially with over 1,000 horsepower. That's absurd.
Yes, it is.
$110,000. This one at no reserve. More coming up after a quick timeout here from Harrisburg on ESPN Plus. We are back in Harrisburg. Check out what's waiting for us. It's a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, which tells you from the factory that it was not a performance engine car originally equipped.
Correct. I mean, if it had been a Cuda from the factory, it would have either had the 440 or the 426 under the hood. I'm looking at the VIN, fifth character is a G, which means this car rolled out with a 318 under the hood. Getting a look at the transmission. This is a, can't quite see it. Where is it? Looking around, the driver's knee is blocking me. I can't see if it's a, well, it's an automatic, but it's not on the column, so it's floor shift automatic. Trying to get a look at the center console to see if that's stock or not. But yeah, rally wheels on this. Of course, the high impact color there.
Yeah, they're
plum crazy.
Chris, they're calling it violet metallic FC7.
Well, I guess it would be Plymouth would be in violet, yeah, in this purple. So it actually does look a little darker than your traditional in violet. But it's, you know, it says plum crazy on the consignment sheet, which is incorrect because that would be the Dodge name for the purple color, right?
And guys, again, we're seeing a car that's been modified, bringing the kind of money that gets it fairly close to where an original one, at least in the same zip code. Maybe not the same neighborhood, but it's close.
Well, sure, yeah, because, you know, it's a 426. Another interesting touch on the shaker hood here, which is normally that argent silver, it looks like it's been done with the Organosol paint that's found on the AAR Cuda and the Challenger
the dark
TA.
finish.
Yeah, that textured paint.
And the Mecum rule in effect, and it goes to the phone bidder at $135,000. All right, so with that, we will take a look closely at a 1955 Corvette that has arrived here. And they're going to open the bid at $50,000.
Yeah, well, you just got to look at the V8. First year for the 265 V8 in the Corvette. And a long list of certification on this car. Just give you an idea just how perfectly restored it is. Bloomington Gold certified, NCRS top flight, NCRS regional performance verification, NCRS national top flight, Duntov mark of excellence. That is the premier certification from the NCRS for any Corvette. It's won awards at the Chevy Vet Fest a couple times and a Triple Crown recipient.
Okay, Russ Conklin hammers that car at $135,000. Where does that fit in? That's tied for second overall today.
That is big money for a 55.
Right
Corvette.
on, brother. $100,000 bid to start off with on an important car here, guys. A 69 Z28. Classic color combination, Brother Bill.
You know, we may have the finest gathering of 69 Z28s in one building, that we've ever had. Every time we think we've seen the best, another one rolls up and we have to rethink again. This one, nut and bolt rotisserie restoration. Don't have to tell you about the powertrain. We see these so often. We know by heart the 302, 290 horse, small block, all 4 speeds in 1969. Yeah, Hugger orange with the orange houndstooth interior. Does not get more classic than that. That great chambered exhaust system on these cars give it such a great tone. Has the correct smog system still in it. And just let your eyeballs wander over this 69 Z28 and enjoy it.
Well, 135. You would expect that to be a 6-figure car pretty much all day long, and it did not disappoint today. All right, here is 2015 Viper GT.
Yeah, look at that car. That is demonic. Wow. 8.4 liter V10, 645 horsepower. This was the high water mark for Viper horsepower and performance. Remember now, 2017 was the last year. This is the last generation of the Viper. 6-speed manual, as they all had. Racing stripes on that black paint looks, just so perfect. Brembo brakes, street and track suspension. This is a track car, literally the way it says. Take it to any racetrack and just drive the life out of it.
Look at that, Bill Stevens. $135,000.
Yeah, not shocking, I'll tell you. With what you're getting, I'd pay that in a heartbeat.
And a 63 split window Corvette coming up behind it.
Scott, with some of the Corvettes that we have had here today, we could do Bloomington Gold 2.0. No
yes,
doubt
indeed.
about it. I mean, I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
How about a top flight split window coupe? And you're looking at it right here. 340 horse, 327. Just an unlimited frame off restoration with a detailed list of the parts and the labor that went into it. The engine has been balanced and blueprinted, so that's putting out more than 340 horse, the factory rating, with a 4-speed. You see the exterior's the saddle tan and a saddle interior.
Okay, there it is. Gentleman on the phone with the consignor, or at least whoever's making the decision. And they decided to take the reserve off. There we go.
Yeah, that's big money. This is a non-fuelie split window coupe, too. And a rather unusual color combination, but that didn't hold it back. I think the NCRS Top Flight has a lot to do with the desirability of that.
So we will move on to this 1973 Bronco that has been lifted, wheels, tires, different engine.
Yep.
Oh,
what's my name?
Oh, Bronco Bill. I'm sorry.
You. Yes. 5-liter V8, and Rutt's right down there. Boy, he is giving that a thorough inspection. What are you seeing?
Looks like it's got a Kinzer chassis on here. It's got Bilsteins on it. Cut rear fenders. This thing is really stout with that Coyote in there. You know, it really gives me the feeling this thing was meant to go fast, have some fun. But when you see that updated chassis, it really lets you know that you can actually use the power that big Coyote is putting down.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, boy, so many extras on this. Big premium sound kicker speakers in there. Oh, my God. Vintage air, that's been plumbed in as well. Tilt steering column with a real wood steering wheel.
You know, for all the goodies it has, guys, including that engine, including the cut rear fenders, they didn't go too far. They didn't go over the top.
That's
it's
right.
kind of cool the way they just gently resto-modded it.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle modification.
Yep.
Again, be smart. Put the money where you can feel it in that chassis.
Big time.
You know, I know from building my 72 K5 Blazer, it is updated, but boy, it sure rides like a 72.
Yeah.
And that power plant that I put in there, I got 450 horsepower in mine. I don't have a chassis underneath it like this. You can really take advantage of the power.
Yeah, this is well thought out. Classic Ford colors. That's Brittany blue and the Wimbledon white.
So 137.
Okay, 137.5. Next up on our auction block here in Harrisburg at the Farm Show Complex, 1968 Shelby GT350.
Oh, this is a crown jewel right here. Look at that Paxton supercharger on that 302. Oh, yeah. We got over 400 horsepower cooking underneath that hood. Certificate of authenticity signed by Carroll Shelby himself goes with the car, along with the deluxe Marty report. Original date code, heads on the engine, aluminum Shelby dual plane intake manifold is original. They've rebuilt some things as well, including the top loader close ratio 4-speed.
Okay, in the time it took you to just describe that car, the reserve came off at 115,000 and we're at 150.
It shot right up.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, I'm telling you, crown jewel, that's an understatement.
Wow. That shot all the way to 150, and that firmly cements it, at least for now, as our top-selling car of the entire event.
Oh, yeah, the color, the Paxton supercharger with a 4-speed, no surprise there.
Good money on a fantastic car here, everybody. A 69 real deal Hemi Charger, and the reserve is off at $160,000. Chris, Bill, this is spectacular.
Oh, sell everything. Let's buy this. This is such a beautiful car, man. Bright green, color match Steelies with the Fratzog hubcaps on there. White top, white interior. What a phenomenal car, Bill.
Yeah, and you know, we don't get many coming through here in that color, let alone with a 426 Hemi for power. The Torque Flight automatic. Wow. Yeah, that hit the bullseye every time.
And that will do it for another edition of Mecum Full Throttle. I'm Scott Hoke. Thanks so much for watching. So long from Harrisburg.
Oh, yes.
Look how pretty it is.
Oh, so good.
That's so impressive. Wow.
Reserve is off.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Mecum Auctions #1. Yeah.